And right now, he's looking for people to help him turn this company into his next billion-dollar success story. So if you're serious about making money from home without having to leave your home, well, grab a pen. Because I'm about to give you the address of a website where you can learn all about this unique and rare opportunity. Write this down, www.goherenext.com. Now get on your computer and go to this site now. Part-time or full-time, your income is based totally on your performance. Interested? GoHereNext.com and say goodbye to your boss tomorrow. GoHereNext.com.
Want to stay in the know on what's going on with your Glasgow EPB? Just follow us on Twitter at Glasgow EPB or like us on Facebook at Glasgow Electric Plant Board and stay informed about new products, services, and money-saving tips. With a smartphone, you will also have access to constantly updated information during outages. For 50 years, we have been the vital service you depend on daily for your electric, cable, and internet needs, and we hope to provide you even more information and benefits through Facebook and Twitter. Join us today. We are your Glasgow EPB, bringing you the future faster.
Can you believe it's almost Christmas again? It seems to come sooner and sooner every year. Don't let Santa be caught empty-handed. Start a Christmas Club account at the People's Bank. Start your new Christmas Club account this month. Make deposits anytime, any amount until October 2019. Your account pays out in October, and you are ready for holiday shopping. You will even earn interest. Stop by our office today to start saving for the holidays, and let us relieve some of that holiday stress. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. It is 33 degrees here in downtown Glasgow. Wes Royce and Aaron Russell with you, getting your morning wake-up going here in the studios. And I'm excited to say that my guest host for today is my Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
That's right. And folks that know me know I was born on the 4th of July. And I'm the real live nephew of my Uncle Sam. And so that's going to be a treat today to have Coach Royce. That's right, Sam Royce is going to be in the building today helping us get you going for this Monday. It is cold this morning, but it's going to be nice out there. Ray Stajic says the weather's going to be fine. We'll check the local weather here in just a moment. But first, what do you say we talk about birthdays, Aaron Russell? You got a list over there?
Sounds good, Wes. Yeah, I do have a list here for you, and I'm going to tell you all about them. First up, for your Monday, October 22nd birthdays, we have Cody Lane celebrating his 17th birthday today. Kenneth Wood is celebrating. Suzanne Nichols is on the birthday list for today.
That's right. Had a few people call hers in.
All right. Lynn Bryant, Gloria Shipley, Wilma Walton, Philip Whiteside is 75 today. Yep. Alexis Brody, Brad Lowe, Marty Lyle, and Brent Buckley. Brent is turning 36 today. Anniversary is only one so far. That's Bill and Karen Curd, their 35th wedding anniversary.
Now, who is our Good as Gold person of the day today?
That is Frankie Bradshaw. His birthday was yesterday. Or
it was last week.
Oh, it says yesterday on here.
See, that was funny. We had him on Friday and Sunday.
Gotcha.
Either way, good as gold today.
Yeah,
we're making up for all of our mistakes.
Exactly.
Who cares? Good as gold today. Love it. If you see Frankie Bradshaw around town, be sure you pat him on the back. Tell him he's good as gold from his friends at WCLU. A little taste of Texas. Good morning to some of our Facebook Live audience. Anthony Thomas, Spencer Benedict, Sherry Jones. So we've got a crew in here getting us going. All right. That wraps up the birthday list for today. Now let's look at the weather forecast. Ray Stajic says get ready for some mild afternoons.
Cold morning, frosty morning. Most of us under a freeze warning. That freeze warning will stay in place through later this morning. And as promised, temperatures will be chilly to start and chilly for a couple of days here, especially during the early morning hours. The afternoons will start getting milder. After a day yesterday, we were stuck in the 50s. Average high about 71. Not there today. Closer tomorrow. Colder again by the middle part of the week. Now, the good news, I guess, if you want to say that with all this, is that we don't have any precipitation mentioned in our forecast until maybe later this week as low pressure tries to track south of us. Some clouds, cold this morning. This afternoon, some clouds at sunshine, 64. Tonight, mainly clear near 38. So we are up a few degrees overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 68. Wednesday, sunshine. We are a little cooler again. Start off in the low to mid 30s. Wrap it up in the upper 50s. Thursday, mostly cloudy mid-50s, and a chance of showers on Friday with highs in the low 50s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's take a look at our current conditions right now. We're at 99% humidity, so get those defrosters going this morning. No wind this morning, but the barometer is at 30.27, and we have not reported any precipitation over the last 24-hour period. And so not a whole lot to worry about on the radar screen as well. We'll keep an eye on that a little bit later this morning. But right now, let's pause, and when we come back, we'll have a check of local news. And let's go ahead and throw that radar screen up there just so you can see it's not just us. It's everybody, Aaron, there. So it's pretty calm out there. That's what we have. A check of local news is next here on WCLU, 6:10 in the morning. It's 33 degrees.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
This portion of local news is brought to you our friends at U.S. Bank and Hilliard Lyons. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting the Glasgow Fire Department was dispatched to a call with smoke in the attic of a home located at 100 Fox Holler Road on Friday around 4:45 in the evening. Upon arrival, the fire department found that residents outside the structure and smoke issuing from the attic space. Glasgow Fire Department used a thermal imaging camera to find the location of the fire, which was smoldering in the insulation of the attic. The Glasgow Fire Department had to pull down a portion of the ceiling and send personnel into the attic to fully expose and extinguish the fire, which was centered around electrical wiring to an attic fan. Glasgow Fire Department was on the scene approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes and was assisted on the scene by the Glasgow Police Department and the Barron Metcalf EMS. There were no injuries reported on the scene. The home was owned by Lola and James Jones. On Friday, around 12:30 in the afternoon, detectives with the Barron River Drug Task Force, along with Allen County Sheriff's Department and the Scottsville Police Department, executed a search warrant at 143 Parkway Drive in Scottsville in reference to a drug investigation. Detectives discovered crystal methamphetamine, numerous prescription pills, digital scales, and drug paraphernalia inside the residence. 34-year-old Ashley Smith and 31-year-old Wesley Allen Stinson, who reside at the residence, were arrested and charged with trafficking in a controlled substance first-degree first offense more than 2 grams, trafficking in a controlled substance first-degree first offense equal to dosage units of 10, and trafficking in a controlled substance third-degree first offense less than 20 dosage units, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Also, 23-year-old Jacob Andrew Smith of Scottsville was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance first-degree first offense methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. All 3 were lodged in the Allen County Detention Center. On October the 12th, the Glasgow Water Company was awarded the Excellence in Energy Leadership Award presented by the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet at the 2018 Governor's Conference. The award reflects a commitment to preserving and enhancing the Commonwealth through innovation and energy efficiency. The Glasgow Water Company was honored for reducing electricity costs at the wastewater treatment plant by more than 25% and energy usage per unit volume of wastewater treated by more than 40%. The reduction in energy was made possible by recent upgrades and process changes at the treatment facility. Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton and Energy and Environment Cabinet Secretary Charles Snavely presented the award to the Glasgow Water Company. General Manager Scott Young says, "I'm extremely proud of the advancements we have made. Striving to become an industry leader requires buy-in from staff and a focus to constantly evaluate processes for opportunities to improve." More local news when we continue here on WCLU. Right now it is 6:15 and it is 33 degrees here in downtown Glasgow.
Who is Helena Chase Birdwell? She's a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a friend. She's a hardworking servant and experienced leader. She's known for her kindness, vision, and professionalism. Helena is humble, approachable to all, and a good listener. Her successful career in public service is a testament to her confidence and resilience. This November, vote for the candidate who will strive to serve Barron County with her sincere heart. Vote Helena Chase Birdwell to be your next Barron County Clerk.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop. It's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next.
This edition of Local News is brought to you by the Sleep Center at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. In more local news at this hour, Kentucky authorities say they believe they saved lives by arresting a heavily armed man who allegedly threatened multiple schools, had a detailed plan of attack, and was stopping while pulling out of his driveway shortly before the school day ended Thursday. The suspect, Dylan Gerald, who lives in Anderson County and close to Anderson County High School in Lawrenceburg, possessed a firearm, more than 200 rounds of ammunition, a bulletproof vest, and a 100-round high-capacity magazine. Kentucky State Police Sergeant Josh Lawson said Friday that Gerald, age 20, later was arrested on charges that included terroristic threatening. Kentucky State Police held a press conference on Friday. The Kentucky State Police Commissioner says this was a successful investigation, mainly because of the cooperation between local, state, and federal agencies.
I want to talk to you about the collaborative effort between law enforcement. You know, I often talk about the thin gray line and how it stands between good and evil. And today we've got an example of how that line stood strong. I wish to highlight and recognize the great work of one trooper in particular, and that's Trooper Josh Satterley. In close collaboration with the FBI, LMPD, Anderson County Sheriff's Office, and Lawrenceburg PD, Trooper Josh Satterley did his job well. Josh is a humble person. He's out there right now working on this case. He's a humble, dedicated trooper. And we see this every day among the ranks of KSP and law enforcement. We often hear about when we make mistakes, and we do make mistakes in law enforcement, and when we do, I'm always the first one to step up, dress up, and fess up. But today we're here to talk about great work by law enforcement.
30 p.m. Thursday, State Police said that was shortly before students, parents, and teachers would have been clustered outside at the end of the school day. The investigation by Kentucky authorities began after they received a complaint that the man had sent harassing Facebook messages to a woman from New Jersey. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Right now it is 6:18, 33 degrees. Up next, we'll have a look of news from around the Commonwealth and Kentucky News Network. Back after this.
Did you know termites cause over $5 billion in property damage each year? Luckily, you can protect your home with Arrow Exterminators and the Centricon system with always active technology. Centricon creates a protective barrier around your home to stop termites before they ever have the chance to attack. It is truly investment protection for your home. The pros at Arrow Exterminators also specialize in pest, mosquito, and fire ant control. And you can feel good knowing that all services are backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. All you have to do is schedule a free home evaluation, and a licensed Arrow professional will come to your home and identify and then treat in the most environmentally responsible method available today. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. That's 888-GO-ARROW or arrowexterminators.com. It's not just pest control, it's Arrow Exterminators Pest Control.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jerry Bloom. 2 people dead after a car involved in a police pursuit struck a vehicle in Hardin County.
Trooper Scotty Sharp with the Hardin County Sheriff's Office says 36-year-old Sean Welsh of West Virginia led authorities on a chase out of Meade County and into Vine Grove and Radcliffe Saturday night.
The pursuit led on down 31W. Mr. Welsh entered into an intersection and struck a passenger vehicle that had 4 individuals in it, 3 juveniles and 1 adult.
18-year-old Jacob Barber of Elizabethtown and a 17-year-old passenger were pronounced dead at the scene. The 2 other passengers were transported to a hospital with life-threatening injuries. Welsh is in the Meade County Detention Center. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
A man who walked away after being arrested may now be facing additional charges. Irvine Police Sergeant John Sternilo tells WKYT that 31-year-old Casey Myers escaped 11 days ago.
He transported back to another facility. He slipped his cuffs and leg manacles and ran off into the woods.
Police are relying on the public and exploring every credible tip.
It's a heavily wooded area. It's very easy to get into those woods, and I mean, it's impossible to cover every square inch of the woods.
Myers was charged with burglary and theft when he was originally arrested. Now he is going to face additional charges. And more than $2 billion will be up for grabs this week in the Mega Millions and Powerball lotteries. There was no winner Saturday night in the Powerball drawing. That means Wednesday's drawing is expected to reach at least $620 million. I'm Jerry Bloom.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
As a child, I can remember always being excited about going to Community Trust Bank with my parents, because I knew I was going to get a treat. It's funny, now that I'm married, have 2 kids, and just bought a new home, when it came time for a new home loan, I went to Community Trust Bank. I trust them and knew that they'd be there for me and my family, just like they were for Mom and Dad. And now with 80 locations, there's no reason to go anywhere else but Community Trust.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's a car wrap scam on Facebook. A local consumer was contacted through Facebook and offered money if she would wrap her car in an advertisement for a beverage. Here's how the scam works. You see a social media post or you receive a message that appears to be from a friend. The company hiring you sends you a check for more than what they agreed to pay you. The company tells you to deposit the check and wire the rest of the money back. Don't fall for it. The check is fake and you will owe the bank money.
Hi, I'm Rihanna Smith-Hamblin with the Better Business Bureau. For more tips, go to bbb.org.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
WCLU news time is 6:23 in the morning, and we are looking at 33 degrees. In area funeral announcements at this hour, Donald Jaggers, age 74, of Munfordville, passed away Saturday at his residence. He was a retired farmer and of the Baptist faith. He was also a U.S. Army veteran and was stationed in Korea while defending the 38th parallel. He served the Buffalo, Linwood, and Magnolia volunteer fire departments. He is survived by his wife, Sandra Jaggers of Munfordville. In addition to his wife, he is survived by 3 sons, Willie Jaggers of Fort Worth, Texas, James Rusty Jaggers of Munfordville, and Jason Jaggers of Bowling Green, and 1 brother, Bobby Jaggers, and wife Ann of Greenfield, Indiana, 1 sister, Jamie Wright of Summersville, and 5 grandchildren, Seth, Shelby, Isaac, Laura, and Trent Jaggers. Funeral services for Donald Jaggers will be at 9 a.m. at the Brooks Funeral Home in Munfordville. Will be at 1 p.m. at the Brooks Funeral Home in Munfordville on Wednesday, with visitation from 4 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 a.m. until time of service. Interment will be at the Magnolia Cemetery with military honors. Robert Stanley Cheney, age 75, died Friday at Franklin Simpson Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. He is survived by his wife of 54 years, Judith Crabb Cheney, a daughter, Sarah Winnell Taylor of Sugar Hill, Georgia, a son, Dolphus Lee Cheney of Homewood, Illinois, a brother, Calvin Cheney of Campbellsville, and several nieces and nephews also survived. Funeral services for Robert Stanley Cheney will be at 1 p.m. Tuesday at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Bowling Green Chapel, with burial to follow at the Brookside Cemetery. Visitation will be Tuesday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Graveside services will be Wednesday at 11 a.m. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to the Gideons International. Funeral services for Johnny Elmore, 74 of Mammoth Cave, will be at 11 a.m. Tuesday at the Cove Hollow United Baptist Church, with burial to follow in the church cemetery. Visitation will begin at 9 a.m. and last until 8 p.m. today at the funeral home and after 10 a.m. Tuesday at the church. Funeral services for Merrill Mellencamp, age 91 of Bowling Green, will be at 11 a.m. today at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Bowling Green Chapel, with burial in the Smith Grove Cemetery. Funeral services for Mary Ann Shaw, age 63 of Glasgow, will be at 1 p.m. today at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial in the Heistville Cemetery. Visitation is in progress. Funeral services for Corporal Barry Doug Forrest, age 60, will be held at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home Wednesday at 1 p.m., immediately followed by burial with military honors at the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Visitation will be after 10 a.m. Tuesday and 7 a.m. Wednesday until time of service. Following the burial, there will be a celebration of life gathering at the Park Mammoth Resort. Funeral services for Orville Leonard Nunley, age 93 of Glasgow, will be at 2 p.m. today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Funeral services for Wanda Meadows, age 73 of Horse Cave, will be at 11 a.m. today at the Wynn Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary. Right now it's 33 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next Barron County Clerk. For the past 26 years, I have served in Barron County government, allowing me to have first-hand knowledge of county finances and policies. It has also afforded me the opportunity to work beside local, state, and federal leaders, regardless of party affiliation. On November the 6th, vote for experience that counts for Barron County.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual violent criminals deserve.
Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barron River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barron River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barron River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
A bountiful harvest is proof that hard work does pay off. Ken Davis Produce is also proof that driving just another 90 seconds past Donnelly's in Glasgow is a payoff in the quality you see and taste. And folks around here can taste the difference. Ken Davis Produce is next to the Farmer's Livestock Market. They have fall items now, like pumpkins in various shapes, colors, and sizes, and mums too. It's like a farmer's market that's open every day, but Sunday, of course, 8 to 5, 6 days a week. If you like things old-fashioned way, you're going to love Ken Davis Produce, out 68 and 80, just past the Livestock Market.
We are back here on Good Morning Live, and it's 6:29, 33 degrees. Ray Stajic says unseasonable highs today on the other end of the spectrum, but really not a whole lot to worry about. Just wear some sleeves today. This weather forecast is brought to you by South Central Bank.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us. They're a hometown bank. South Central Bank's been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Cold morning, frosty morning. Most of us under a freeze warning. That freeze warning will stay in place through later this morning. Now, we don't have any precipitation mentioned in our forecast until maybe later this week. Some clouds, cold this morning. This afternoon, some clouds at sunshine, 64. Tonight, mainly clear, near 38. So we are up a few degrees overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 68. Wednesday, sunshine. We are a little cooler again. Start off in the low to mid 30s. Wrap it up in the upper 50s. Thursday, mostly cloudy mid 50s. And a chance of showers on Friday with highs in the low 50s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stijic, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Taking a look at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen there, we've kind of got a macro look at it, and not a whole lot to be worried about on this, pretty much this half of the United States, if you will. So that looks pretty good. What about our current conditions, Coach?
Westerfield, humidity's at 99% this morning. Winds are calm. The barometer's at 30.27, and we've had zero precipitation in the last 24 hours.
All right, you got it right there. That's head coach Sam Royce, a Glasgow baseball coach, who's my uncle, who's my daddy's brother, and who is a fine man. Sam, good to have you here this morning.
Thank you, Wes. Good morning to you.
Yes.
Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody listening.
Yes, it is a good morning. It is a little bit cold out there, as you said, in your current conditions there, as far as you're going to have to turn that windshield defrost on if you've got one. If not, it's salt and scrubbing like the old days. But
if you left it sitting outside last night, there probably was a little frost on the windshield this morning.
That's right. We had a lot of wind this weekend.
A lot of wind.
A lot of wind. I told people on Friday, I said, if you've got Monday trash, don't be a jerk and put it out on Saturday.
Blew a lot of leaves around. What leaves have fallen, blew them around.
Oh, yeah.
And they seem to always sort of light right there in our yard at home. And there was several leaves that had blown up from other people's houses. And I mowed, so I just mowed and let them blow on somewhere else now.
That's right. Well, my Uncle Sam Royce, of course, everybody kind of knows the story about the Royce family and the broadcasting and all that. And we all know how wonderful of a coach that you are. And did you ever get to, you're no stranger to the radio, but you're not in the capacity like me and Dad are. Did you ever get that radio bug and just as a child really wanting to do it like your dad?
No, but actually when I was in high school, I did, Daddy did let me call some basketball games, some high school basketball games, particularly when in tournament time, when it was just getting hard on him to do game after game after game.
Right.
I did some high school basketball games.
Yeah.
Like I would do girls games sometime. He would do the guys games sometime. I guess he just, thought maybe he was just laying a training ground for me, thinking I might do it. Actually, I called the girls regional basketball tournament a couple of times back in the 70s when I was in high school, when Barron County was doing so well. And when they went to the state tournament in Richmond, and me and Daddy went up there, and I called their basketball games. So yeah, I did get that itch and that bug a little bit, but I've always been on the other end of but Henry was always radioing, and I was always somewhere playing a game, a ball of some kind. But I always
now
I kind of did. And sometimes Joe or someone has needed somebody to sit in. He's exhausted all of his other choices, so he'll call me to see if I can come do it. And I've always enjoyed doing it, watching the ball game from that perspective.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here this morning. I think folks are going to enjoy getting to hear you on the airwaves. I think probably everybody kind of like me kind of wondered. I wonder what it'd be like to have Sam and Henry on there all the time. We may get that figured out sometime, a couple times. Of course, you got the Cajun Night Before Christmas that is in your repertoire. That we like to do. From your time down in Troy, where you learned a little bit from Lower Alabama.
Well, I have to watch that sometimes. Sometimes I get a little bit lazy and really not speak so clearly.
Yeah, that's all right.
So I have to watch that.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more in just a moment. We're going to pause now, and when we come back, it'll be time to do the birthday list. The phone lines are open here at 270-651-9149. That is 270-651-9149. We're live on Facebook Live. If you have a birthday, you can leave it in the comments. Some folks are already commenting this morning. We've got Dale Copus wishing everybody a good morning. Donita Runyon says, good morning, friend. We've got Alan Shirley on, Jonathan Ship, Sharon Peterson, Tanya Bowles Moore. My wife's watching, so I've got to be on my best behavior. And Amy Geary is watching. Donita says, doing a great job. And who else is on there? Start from Jamie Wells on down there, Uncle Sam.
Jamie Wells on down. Gail Berry is watching. Rex Harlow is watching. Angela D. Roach Mutter is watching. Sharon Bishop Gilson. Beverly Bishop Hammonds is watching. Paul Biggers III is watching. Frida Rigsby, Francine Bull, Amy Mansfield Hall, and Donita Brewington Runyon says, good morning, Sam, and good morning right back to you.
All right. All right.
Fine.
The birthday list. All right. If we get into that, it could get silly around here.
Well, that's okay.
All right. Back after this on Good Morning Live.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
County.com.
All right, so we're doing birthdays here. The birthday list brought to you by Ralphie's Fun Center here in Glasgow, where October the 27th, it's their Ralphie's Fun Center Halloween Hangout. It's a cosmic bowling night from 7 to midnight. They'll have cosmic skating from 10 to midnight. Multi-activity wristbands, $13. Trick-or-treat bags and a big old laser tag with gladiator laser tag and a costume contest test for ages 12 and under. So that'll be fun. Now, Sam, tell us what the birthday list is for today.
Happy birthdays today go to Cody Lane, who turned 17, Kenneth Wood, Suzanne Nichols, Lynn Bryant, Gloria Shipley, Wilma Walton, Dr. Philip Whiteside turned 75 today, Alexis Brody, Brad Lowe, Marty Lyle, Brent Buckley turns 36 years old today, and from your husband, William Janet Hundley, happy birthday.
Janet Hundley. William called that in. Be sure he's on the good list for you today.
That's right. And Bill and Karen Curd are celebrating anniversary number 35, and today is Frankie Bradshaw Day, who had a birthday yesterday.
Okay.
So happy birthday to everyone on the list this morning.
And if you see Frankie Bradshaw, be sure you pat him on the back, tell him he's good as gold from his friends at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where good friends meet for great food and home for the best steaks in town. Right now, 6:39, and before we get to the archives, I say we dig a little bit deeper into history. on our own here, Uncle Sam, as we having you on the show today, and it's no secret that the last few months your name's come up quite a bit, and will in decades to come about the field that you've put so much of your life into is now in your namesake. And that was a special time last year. I know some folks helped get that going on the city council and made that happen, and it was a well-deserved thing to see that and to be there and witness that and to see all those players come back. What is it about? I've tried to put my finger on it, Uncle Sam, and I've not been able to do it. The best way I can describe it, Uncle Sam, is that the game of baseball. That's no question. I think that nobody in this world can doubt your knowledge of the baseball game and the ins and outs and knowing when to put people when and where and what situations and things like that. But you always took coaching another level. It was more than just a teaching moment on how to throw the curveball. It's because you've got to throw the curveball this way because it takes discipline, and discipline is something you're going to need later in life. And those things just keep recurring in the way that you coach. Why do you think it is that so many guys come back to you? Do you think it has to do with maybe they finally get what you were teaching them?
Oh, Wes, I don't know. I never really have thought about it, to tell you the truth. I'm always glad to see guys when they come back, especially the guys that I have not seen for several years.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to see them and to catch up, and but I really don't know. It's just how I've done it. It's just how I've done it. It's just more than the game of baseball, I guess, and I've never really thought about it, so I'm afraid I really don't have an intelligent answer. But we've always tried to have good relationships with the players and other coaches, and from other teams, from other coaches, and from other teams, and things like that. And for the most part, it's always worked out that way. And I don't know. I guess my coaches were like that. Coach Meadows, Coach Vance. Coach Lowe, Coach Riddle, they're my college guys, and they built relationships with their players, and it went a little beyond just playing baseball, and we got to get out there and win the game.
Right.
They all those guys always took time to build a relationship and to talk about and to interject things about other things going on in lives other than just baseball or football, whichever the case may be. And so that's sort of the way I learned it. Therefore, that's kind of the way I have done it.
Yeah, that's right. You've coached baseball for how long? You been the head coach? This
is 35 years.
This will be the 35th year, and you've probably been 13, 14 years since you coached football.
Not quite that long.
I think some of those football memories are just as much as the baseball memories for me, at least. You were the kickoff team guy.
I did more than that, Wes.
No. Oh, I know that. But I'm just saying, I'm talking about my memory. We're getting ready, because, for a long time I didn't get to see the field. So the kickoff team was a big deal for me.
Well.
But, man, you could get people hyped up. You could get people hyped up getting ready to run 70 yards downfield and lay a lick on somebody,
Yeah.
And everybody else on the staff, they didn't have that in them. It's just something that you have. You know how to light a fire up inside somebody, for lack of a better word. But I don't know, Uncle Sam. I just think that it's a well-deserved honor to have that field named after you. But even more, I think the honor comes in those players that continue to come back.
Well, to be quite honest, Wes, when all that was going on, I just really didn't know exactly what to say about the whole thing. It came as a complete surprise, and I did not feel like it was deserved by any stretch of anyone's imagination. I really did not, and I'm not sure that I really do. And I'm not sure that I really conveyed my thoughts and my thanks as well as I should have way back in April.
Sure.
And but I'm beyond grateful, and it was probably the biggest thrill of all to see so many players come back and so many people come back that had been so supportive throughout the years in helping us to run a program and to be a pretty good baseball program, and to put that park little by little, to do some things along the way to make that baseball field a nice place to play and a fun place to play, and a place that people that come in here from other places, they make good comments about it. But I'm beyond grateful for that for the honor, and I've always been excited to go down there to the park, and especially when it's height of looking good and playing good when the spring comes. But I'm beyond grateful for it, for anybody that and with the program itself, anybody, players, assistant coaches, people, anybody that ever did anything, sold a ham or sold a turkey or worked a concession stand or bought an ad or sold an ad.
Swept up sunflower seeds.
That's right. Anybody that ever turned a hand to help our program move forward, I'm beyond grateful. And I'm not sure that back in April I really made that clear. I just didn't know what to say. It was a bit overwhelming.
You're on the spot. You're on the spot. You never know how to prepare for such a monumental thing like that.
It's quite the honor. It's quite the honor, and I'm, like I said, Wes. It's just I'm very grateful for it. But I'm telling you, it doesn't stop. You know,
you're still there the next day, going at it.
It doesn't stop in trying to move it forward and get ready for another season. That's the. A lot of people use the phrase "the same old, same old." It's just never the same old, same old. For me anyway. It's every year is a brand new year. There's new guys and there's new guys to play, and we're playing against teams that have new guys. So the challenge, although it's sort of it's just not the same, because the challenges are there.
It's a new challenge every year.
It is so there's no same old as far as I'm concerned. And that's what keeps it new and refreshing every year. And I guess I get asked a lot, how much longer are you going to do this? Well, there's no rule. There are no rules that say I have to quit at a certain age. But because of that very thing of every year is brand new, and the players are brand new, and the competition is brand new. I guess I just, frankly, I want to see if we could, if we can all put it together again. And when I say all, the players, the assistant coaches, the people who support us along, if we can put the thing together again and have another successful year. Yeah. And so that keeps it very fresh and very exciting for me.
That's not a question you have to answer anytime soon, because it's not anytime soon. But the one thing I know about you is that you will leave the program in good hands to take it and to carry on your legacy. Right now it's 6:48, 33 degrees. When we come back, we'll have the archives for you. Stay tuned here on WCLU.
Doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual violent criminals deserve.
Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next Barron County Clerk. For the past 26 years, I have served in Barron County government, allowing me to have firsthand knowledge of county finances and policies. It has also afforded me the opportunity to work beside local, state, and federal leaders regardless of party affiliation. On November the 6th, vote for experience that counts for Barron County.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
There's a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
The archives are brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services on Industrial Drive. Because, and pay attention to this, Uncle Sam, because history is made by the hard work that stands the tests of time.
That's right. That's right. I wrote it down.
We'll quiz you on it. No, that's right. You learned a little something from Coach Meadows then. Coach Meadows wrote it down, and
I learned a lot from Coach Meadows. He wrote everything down.
Gail Berry didn't have to write it down. She knows. And Gail Berry and Ray Green, two of the fine folks who put the archives together. Special thanks to Sherry Wesley down at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, where they're grooming some new historians over there. And coming up this Thursday, the Historical Society will have their meeting down there. They'll talk about the Spanish flu, which has come up a lot in 1918. And so that's just a part of history that's interesting. Even the doctors were sick, and as we learned in the archives. So we'll start with that year in 1918, Uncle Sam, and we hear about the Liberty Carolers. That's right. They weren't too sick. Their throats were at least okay enough to sing a little bit, and the Liberty Carolers were singing at the Trigg Theater. And they were doing a Friday and Saturday night gig, and so everybody come sing with the Liberty Carolers.
Liberty Carolers, you know, the Trigg Theater comes up quite often in the archives. That must have been quite the place. It was gone before I was old enough to go to the theater, but certainly I've heard a lot of tales and stories about the Trigg Theater.
Yeah.
And it must have been quite the place.
Well, you hear about that because we do live in a community that preserves its history. Just as you preserved a beautiful ballpark. And the folks at the Cultural Center preserve our history, so we really want to thank them for that.
They surely do.
1928, we've got an advertisement here. I'll also show this on my camera, if you can see that a little bit right there. But that is from the D.S. Hardin dealer. Here it is, the finest, fastest car under $1,000, $860 factory. Studebaker's Erskine 6 has outperformed all stock cars under $1,000 by traveling 1,000 miles in 884 consecutive minutes. A nimble, brilliant car in traffic, smart as a whip, roomy, easy to ride in. Studebaker's 76 years experience stand back of it. That's the D.S. Hardin dealer garage at North Race Street here in Glasgow. And this was an illustration of that Studebaker. So
that must have been a fine machine way back when, the Studebaker.
It is roomy. I mean, it looks about as roomy as one of those Tahoes, really. A little bit shorter.
Maybe that was the Tahoe of its day, you see?
The Tahoe of 28.
of 19 and 28.
That's cool, but I like the way they write it up because you think about most of the folks reading that probably never owned a car before, and we're getting ready to have their first one.
That's right. Well, they had good marketing, good marketing going on, good marketing scheme going on, making it a nimble and brilliant car in traffic.
Yeah.
How much traffic was there in 19 and 28? You reckon?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was the amount of traffic, but just the ability to efficiently maneuver yourself around it in that vehicle.
That's right. If you didn't have a nimble and brilliant car in traffic, then you would slow traffic down. So
that's right. I think today they just call that steering radius.
Well, I'm not sure. Speeding.
That's right. This day in 1938, an interesting name and stories that we hear from quite a bit in this community. An announcement's been made that Miss let's see here. Let me make sure I didn't. Yeah. Miss Jenny Dickinson, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Dickinson of Glasgow, named as secretary to Judge Fulton on the 1st of the year, at which time he will assume his duties as judge of the Court of the Appeals. So Judge Fulton going to move on up in his profession. Miss Howard Black, secretary to Judge Baird, will continue as secretary to Judge Fulton until that date when Miss Jenny Dickinson will take over. Miss Dickinson's latest position is a choice position for a young lady. The salary is $2,000 a year. So just nice to see women being moving up in the ranks.
That's right. That's right, Westerfield. We've had good judges around here and good folks working with them around here for many, many years.
And, of course, it probably that was long before we recognized October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But we do have BP and W Club Month, which we'll hear about in a moment. About 20 freight cars in 1948 on an extra Louisville and Nashville train bound for Louisville were derailed Monday near Rowlett's. Just everybody knows where that is, a few miles north of Horse Cave. Railroad officials estimated the damage would run into several $1,000s. Tracks were torn up and telegraph wires along the line were put out of commission. The trains were routed by the way of Henderson and Owensboro until normal service was restored. The cause of the wreck is not known, and no one was reported as seriously injured, so that's good. But
That's
you hate
good.
to hear about Rowlett's and a wreck and that Louisville-Nashville thing. You know, that is the base economy here.
That was the main hub, I would think, running from carrying things from here to Louisville and other places too.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was a big cleanup and slowed a whole lot of things down that day.
That's right. That's you know, you just hate to hear about that because that right there is hurting families when logistics fail. And so, but that Louisville-Nashville thing, and then that our location here. Why do you think UPS is up there in Louisville? You know, I mean, it's a central location. We hear our government leaders talk about it all the time, but I mean, we're right here in a good place, and logistics still good today. When you see the influx of people like Amazon and putting their distribution centers around here, you know, it is part of our history. And it comes up way, way back before than you think.
It sure does, Wes. It sure does. We're in a good location, not too far off of 65, as everybody knows. And the railroad. You know what? The railroad. When I was growing up, the railroad right up the road here, you could hear those cars clanging together. Sometimes late at night. Well, you know what? Recently this summer, I started hearing those cars clanging together and join up more than I have in a long, long time. So I guess that means that the railway here is busier than it has been in recent years.
Yeah. Well, when you put a distribution center in places like, you know, up around Campbellsville, places like that, I mean, that's kind of what you get is, okay, things are kind of moving around here again. So let's skip ahead to 1958, another big part of our history, tobacco. And here is the headline. Southern Kentucky's big tobacco show and festival will be here November 5th. Over $8,400 in prizes to be announced. The festival on the square will include entertainment by the Glasgow High School Band, Pat Kingery and his Kentuckians. Prizes will include a Ford pickup truck, a deep freezer, and a tobacco setter. Tell me about Pat Kingery and the Kentuckians. You remember that?
I don't remember Pat Kingery and the Kentuckians. I was born in '58, so that's a little before just too young. Well, actually, I was about 4 days old, I guess. But anyway, I do remember how large the tobacco was, and it's getting about that time where, you know, years and years ago, a big part of our traffic would be farmers bringing their crop into the warehouses and getting ready for the sales that were going to come up in the.
This is when you see the economy boosting. This is when you see people advertising vehicles.
It was a neat thing.
It's harvest
It was a neat thing.
Yeah. Now, if we fast forward 10 years later, well, I know you'll remember this. Mrs. Bill Underwood, which today we just call her Maxine Underwood, was the new recreational supervisor for the city of Glasgow. So she would have been sort of in charge of some of that stuff going on.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something, too, Wes. She was a nice lady. I had to, and I carried on a really good relationship with the recreation department for almost 40 years
Yeah.
now, Wes, and Miss Underwood was a fine lady. It is a fine lady, and it was a good staff of people that ran the rec department. Mr. Tuck, Miss Underwood, Paul Kingry, and I feel like we always had a really good relationship with those people, and doing what I do down at that baseball field. It wasn't always the smoothest thing in the world, but we always had a good relationship and accomplished a lot of things, and Miss Underwood certainly is a fine gal.
There's always a little government red tape to jump through, but that red tape doesn't matter when it's that sort of relationship is the glue of your community. So let's fast forward to 1978. We got some advertising here showing at Cinema 1 and 2. It's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Foul Play. Showing at the Star Theater is The Last Hard Men and Damien Omen II. Remember any of those movies?
Well, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, I remember that more as the song than I do the movie. I certainly remember, I guess you were talking about down at, was it the Cinemas Inn? Out there, and they've grown, but I also remember the Star Drive-In, I guess you were speaking of there. I remember the Star Drive-In very well as also.
Now, we got another story out of 1978 where Lewis Button has been added to the sales team at Preston Ropp Chevrolet in Glasgow. Lewis Button, you remember Lewis?
Probably so. I did buy a vehicle, the first vehicle that I ever purchased for my own self. I bought about a 1976 Chevrolet Love truck right off the lot up there at Chevrolet on West Main Street.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who the salesperson was. But I was getting ready to go off to Alabama for the first time, and I wanted a pickup truck. And I was one of the fortunates that worked at Eaton's in the summertime, saved some money, and went up and bought me about a 1976 Chevrolet Love truck.
There you go.
You know, I got a friend now that they still got a little Love truck they're sort of restoring.
Yeah.
They love the Love truck.
Bringing it back.
That's right.
I like it. I know Lewis Button's name because he was a member of Allen Masonic Lodge for a long time. He lived to be over 100 years old.
Is that right?
And we still do our annual gun raffle that raises money for our scholarship in his honor, Mr. Lewis Button. So I didn't get to ever meet him or sit in lodge with him, but heard a lot of good stories from a lot of folks in that organization, and he's deeply missed, I can tell you that. 1988, we're talking about May Elmore mixing up a batch of cornbread for the annual Bean Soup Day, sponsored by the Glasgow Business and Professional Women's Club. 1988.
Well, now if I'm remembering right, that lady, she also worked at George J's behind the counter down there, and certainly she knew how to mix up more than just cornbread, because that was a lot of people remember George J's.
Oh yeah, even I remember
back in its heyday of how good the food was and how good the fellowship and the time was when you'd go eat, or you know, your daddy Hank, he spent quite a bit.
I know he did.
He spent a lot of time in George J's.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was on the payroll there or not, but it was
probably had a good tab going.
Well, I don't know. He might, they did that thing with coffee. I never understood that matching for coffee. They said I never understood.
I haven't
that.
either. They still do that to this day. They still do it.
I've never understood exactly what it was. I guess somebody paid for the
it's
coffee.
It's sort of a process of elimination thing. I don't know. It's probably not for us to know. It's at the liar's table over there.
But anyway, I'm sure that batch of cornbread Miss Elmore made up was awfully good.
Yeah, and both my grandfathers hung out there. Of course, we lost.
Sure did.
We lost Hank when I was 6. Don't remember him as well, but I do remember when George J's was a drugstore, and I would drive my bike down there. I had some baseball cards with some players that weren't that good, making a motor going down there Leslie Avenue up to South Green.
Yeah.
And getting a milkshake and a burger, $3 or $4 would do that back then.
Fine. Fine place.
Part of history. 1998, you don't have a copy of this, Sam, but there were fire damages at Lee Grand School on this day in 1998. So they're going to move the Lee Grand kids over to the high school for the rest of the week until they get that fire stuff taken care of. Hate to hear that. But then 2008, 10 years ago on this day, and no different than today, the Far Off Broadway Players present Dracula.
You know, that far off Broadway players are awfully good.
They got a good bunch of
them. They got a good bunch of folks, and and they have done some really good productions. I've seen a couple of them, and they've been going strong for a number of years now. And it's just another one of those things that Glasgow offers.
Mm-hmm.
It's citizens and it's people that it's kind of unique. I'm sure there are other places that have, but it's other places that have things like the far off Broadway player, but they do an awfully good job in putting on their shows, mm-hmm. and they're well attended, and everybody
good.
Everybody digs them because people keep looking forward to the next production and showing up.
They're good because they love it.
That's right,
and you can tell in their performance.
That's right, and that's a big key. That you got to love what you do, and
Absolutely.
Those guys love what they do, and they put a lot of effort and a lot of heart and soul into that thing, and they're to be commended for it.
The archives are brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services on Industrial Drive in Glasgow because
what?
Because
this is where history is made by the hard work that stands the test of time.
All right, 4 days in a row we have somebody who's aced the quiz. We'll pause right now. It's 7:05, 33 degrees here in downtown Glasgow.
Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned.
No one ever reads the fine print, right? When you go somewhere and you're going to join a Wi-Fi hotspot, don't you just carelessly click through and just agree to any and all conditions just so that you can quickly log on and begin surfing the web or checking your mail? Some people in London recently did this. They logged on to a Wi-Fi hotspot and unknowingly agreed to give away their firstborn child for the duration of eternity in order to use Wi-Fi. Well, they learned a lesson. It was just an experiment, but they learned a lesson. Next time before they readily agree to do anything, they're going to read the fine print. It reminds me of what's recorded for us in Acts chapter 17, verse 11, that the people in Berea were noble because they examined the Scriptures closely. You and I need to look and see what God says before we agree to anything. This has been Bart for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart. Got one more birthday to add to the list here, and it's a special one. It is my aunt, Lorraine Jewell. Lorraine Jewell, and she has a special birthday. She's turning 90 today, which means Aunt Lorraine gets the gong for today. So I hope you have a great day. You talk about somebody that mix up a batch of anything. Aunt Lorraine is the finest cook ever was. So, having said that, that gets us caught up on the birthday list. Go ahead and call if you have one right now because we're going to need to free the phone lines up pretty soon. We're going to have trivia coming up here in just a moment. Stay tuned here on WCLU.
Imitation is
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
And we have one birthday we want to add to the list here. We've got Louise Cox. Louise Cox just had her birthday called in. So be sure that we got that. We got Donnell Bowles watching this morning, Uncle Sam. Got
you talk about cooking now.
Yeah.
You talk about cooking.
We got a lot of cooks.
We got a lot of good cooks, and you and I come from a long line of cooks in our family that can really throw down on the cornbread and the.
We're lucky to have some of those recipes still in the family ancestry book. So
we sure are.
Tony Ferreira watching. Luke Pierce, good morning. Good having you on the show Friday. Mark Borders is on there. Jonathan Houchin, Linda Harris Armstrong, LaDonna Rogers. Judy Combs is watching from Paintsville, Kentucky. She says, good to see you, Uncle Sam.
Well, it's good to hear from you, Judy.
Brenda Bush, Eddie Shirley, Charlotte Steenbergen, Jimmy Bewley, Edna Dodson, and our cousin Paul III. Paul the Third. All right.
Good morning to you.
We'll pause now, and trivia is coming up next. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Helena Chase Birdwell. I was raised right here in Barron County, and generations of my roots grow deep here. I have spent my career serving people in local, state, and federal government offices, and I want to continue that by serving you, the people of Barron County, as your next Barron County clerk. If elected, I will bring fresh ideas to the office while continuing the excellent work the office already does. On November 6th, I need your support. Vote Helena Chase Birdwell for Barron County Clerk.
Why the name Fire?
All right, here back on Good Morning Live. Trivia is next. Trivia is brought to you by the Butcher Shop at Phillips IGA. And the way this works, Uncle Sam, is we'll have a winner for today for trivia. Hopefully, we didn't have one Friday, but we'll have a winner for trivia today. They'll go in a drawing, and they'll win a big prize from Phillips IGA on Friday. We'll draw out of all of our weekly winners. We do the same thing for Little Taste of Texas, where our Good as Gold person is today.
Today is Frankie Bradshaw Day.
All right. If you see Frankie Bradshaw, pat him on the back, tell him he's good as gold from his friends at WCLU and a Little Taste of Texas. All right. Phillips IGA's Morning Trivia coming up next.
I can think of plenty of reasons to shop at your local Phillips IGA. Fresh meats and quality products, fair prices, and friendly service. I'm store manager Trevor Phillips, inviting you to stop in and shop our 5-star store rated by IGA. Visit us on Main Street in Hiceville and online at phillipsiga.com to view our full sales ad, and make sure to like us on Facebook. Phillips Family IGA, where family, friends, and food have been coming together since 1960.
270-651-9149. That's 270-651-9149. The phone lines are open. Uncle Sam, ask the question for today.
The 1927 New York Yankees, featuring Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, is considered one of the greatest teams in baseball history. Who was their manager?
All right, that's a good question. The 27 Yankees were considered one of the greatest teams of all time. Had Babe Ruth, had Lou Gehrig. Who was the manager of the 27 Yankees? Let me know here at 270-651-9149. That's 270-651-9149. Sam, ask that question one more time.
The 1927 New York Yankees, featuring Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, is considered one of the greatest teams in baseball history. Who was their manager?
Trivia.
Ty Cobb.
Not Ty Cobb. Let's go to the phone lines again. Trivia.
Would that be John McGraw?
Not John McGraw, Carl. Keep trying. That was Carl Napier. I can tell who his voice is. And plus the caller ID helps. Trivia.
Miller Huggins.
I'll give it to you. Miller Huggins is the correct answer. Who is? What's your name?
This is Melanie Watson.
Well, hey, Melanie, been wondering where you been. We're deep into the month.
Yeah, I know. It's just been one of those things.
You know,
but I'm glad to be here now.
27 Yankees. There'll probably never be another team like them. But
probably not.
But you know, it's baseball time. The World Series is coming up. Actually, this is an anniversary of something we were talking about last week, isn't it, Uncle Sam?
I believe so. You and Coach Meadows were speaking of this, and Brian Doyle from Cave City. Talk about history, and certainly, if not the best player to ever come out of these parts, certainly one of the greatest players. This is the 40th anniversary of the year that he was instrumental in leading the Yankees to a World's Championship, if I'm not mistaken, 1978, where...
was that Reggie Jackson on that team?
Well, probably so.
Okay.
Reggie probably so, but I really don't know. But I just remember that was 78, and I was off in college watching that, and there was a sort of a sense of community pride and down there going, hey, look at that guy right there having such a great series. He's from up around my hometown, in a town even smaller than where I come from, and there you go. The greatness is everywhere, you know.
Well, Miss Watson, Melanie Watson, you're in the drawing. Good luck to you. Tune in on Friday. We'll see if we can't get you that family pack out there at the butcher shop at Phillips IGA, downtown Heist, Vegas.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Melanie Watson, your trivia winner for today. And we are we're caught up. So we'll pause now, get another check of news, and then we'll be back with my co-host, Sam Royce, here on Good Morning Live.
Pit Spirits, because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over.
Those are a few of the estimated 7,000 migrants at or near the Guatemalan-Mexican border trying to push north to the U.S. The BBC's Ali Makbul.
It has been an extraordinary sight. Hundreds of those migrants have been pouring into this square in the Mexican town of Tapachula. I have to tell you, they're in very good spirits indeed. I can see hundreds of them laid out for the most part to sleep for the night, a lot of them just on, cardboard or bare concrete.
They've been battling the weather and an American political climate just ahead of the midterms. President Trump saying that he'd use the military if necessary to keep the migrants from crossing into the U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham on Fox News Sunday.
Trump is tough. Mexico is listening to Trump. They're responding to toughness. These caravans need to be stopped in Mexico. It's an affront to our sovereignty.
CBS News Update. I'm Peter King.
The Royce Radio Family. WCLU, 1490 Glasgow. WCLU FM, 102.3 Munfordville, Glasgow. And W276DO, 103.1 Glasgow.
Bailey Gibson, they're my deal-making, hand-shaking, wheel-turning, hard-working dealer.
In need of a new vehicle? How about a Buick? An Enclave, Encore, an Envision? We make it easy at Bailey Gibson. No matter the make or model, Buick or GMC, new or used, Bailey Gibson has the vehicle for you. On the lot or a customized order, we make it easy for you. Need financing or service after the sale? We make it easy. Don't stress over car buying. Stop in or give us a call.
Then you can make car buying easy for you.
Can you believe it's almost Christmas again? It seems to come sooner and sooner every year. Don't let Santa be caught empty-handed. Start a Christmas Club account at the People's Bank. Start your new Christmas Club account this month. Make deposits anytime, any amount until October 2019. Your account pays out in October, and you are ready for holiday shopping. You will even earn interest. Stop by our office today to start saving for the holidays, and let us relieve some of that holiday stress. People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, 719, 33 degrees. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. The Glasgow Fire Department was dispatched to a call of smoke in the attic at a home located at 100 Fox Hollow Road on Friday around 4:45 in the afternoon. When the Glasgow Fire Department arrived, they found residents outside of the structure and smoke issuing from the attic space. The fire department used a thermal imaging camera to find the location of the fire, which was smoldering in the insulation of the attic. The fire department had to pull down a portion of the ceiling and send personnel into the attic to fully expose and extinguish the fire, which was centered around electrical wiring to an attic fan. The Glasgow Fire Department was on the scene approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes and was assisted by the Glasgow Police Department and Barron Metcalf EMS. There were no injuries reported on the scene. The home was owned by Lola and James Jones. On Friday, the detectives with the Barron River Drug Task Force, along with Allen County Sheriff's Department and Scottsville Police Department, executed a search warrant at 143 Parkway Drive in Scottsville, Kentucky, in reference to a drug investigation. Detectives discovered crystal methamphetamine, numerous prescription pills, digital scales, and drug paraphernalia inside the residence. 34-year-old Ashley Smith and 31-year-old Wesley Allen Stinson, who reside at the residence, were arrested and charged with trafficking in a controlled substance first-degree first offense greater than or equal to 2 grams of meth, trafficking in a controlled substance first-degree first offense greater than or equal to 10 dosage units, trafficking in a controlled substance third-degree first offense less than 20 dosage units, and possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia. Also, 23-year-old Jacob Andrew Smith of Scottsville was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance first-degree first offense methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. All three were lodged in the Allen County Detention Center. On October 12th, the Glasgow Water Company was awarded the Excellence in Energy Leadership Award presented by the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet at the 2018 Governor's Conference. The award reflects a commitment to preserving and enhancing the Commonwealth through innovation and energy efficiency. The water company was honored for reducing electricity costs at the wastewater treatment plant by more than 25% and energy usage per unit volume of wastewater treated by more than 40%. The reduction in energy was made possible by recent upgrades and process changes at the treatment facility. Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton and Energy and Environment Cabinet Secretary Charles Snavely presented the award to Glasgow Water Company. General Manager Scott Young says, quote, "I'm extremely proud of the advancements we've made. Striving to become an industry leader requires buy-in from staff and a focus to constantly evaluate processes for opportunities to improve." For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. This check of local news is brought to you by Jackson Health and Wellness Center, BG Tire, and Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance. Right now, 721, 33 degrees.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Who is Helena Chase Birdwell? She's a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a friend. She's a hardworking servant and experienced leader. She's known for her kindness, vision, and professionalism. Helena is humble, approachable to all, and a good listener. Her successful career in public service is a testament to her confidence and resilience. This November, vote for the candidate who will strive to serve Barron County with her sincere heart. Vote Helena Chase Birdwell to be your next Barron County Clerk.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next Barron County Clerk. For the past 26 years, I have served in Barron County government, allowing me to have first-hand knowledge of county finances and policies. It has also afforded me the opportunity to work beside local, state, and federal leaders, regardless of party affiliation. On November the 6th, vote for experience that counts for Barron County.
This check of your local weather from WCLU is brought to you by the People's Bank, working for you.
Cold morning, frosty morning. Most of us under a freeze warning. That freeze warning will stay in place through later this morning. Now, we don't have any precipitation mentioned in our forecast until maybe later this week. Some clouds, cold this morning. This afternoon, some clouds at sunshine, 64. Tonight, mainly clear near 38. So we are up a few degrees overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 68. Wednesday, sunshine. We are a little cooler again. Start off in the low to mid 30s. Wrap it up in the upper 50s. Thursday, mostly cloudy mid 50s. And a chance of showers on Friday with highs in the low 50s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stigic, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Taking a look at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen. Nothing to be worried about. Skies are clear throughout the state of Kentucky. What about the current conditions, Uncle Sam?
Humidity still remains 99%. The winds are calm. The barometer's at 30.27. We've not had any precipitation in the last 24 hours. The temperature's up just a little bit. There's a lot more daylight than it was when we did this just a few minutes ago, Wes.
That's the way it
works. Looks like
works.
a good day.
I tell you what, and that forecast, again, some pretty mild temperatures. If we can keep the wind down, it'll be actually very tolerable to be out and about this early part of the week here in South Central Kentucky. The weather forecast is brought to you by the People's Bank, celebrating their brand new location and letting you know about their Christmas account as well. That's a good thing they got going on. Terry Bunnell and Melissa Jones and the staff have going out there at the People's Bank here in Glasgow. We'll pause now. We'll come back for a look at the birthdays here in 90 seconds on Good Morning Live.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual violent criminals deserve.
Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barron River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barron River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barron River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
Here we go. We got the birthday list coming up here in just a moment. The birthdays are brought to you by Ralphie's Fun Center, where this October 27th, they're going to be promoting their Halloween Hangout. That's right, multi-activity wristbands, $13 all day. Trick-or-treat goodie bags for the first 250 dressed in costume. And if you're in a costume and you're under the age of 12, you can be in the costume contest. And a lot of other cool giveaways. It's where they pretty much invented fun out there at Ralphie's Fun Center on October the 27th. So keep that on your calendar. Now, let's take a look at the birthday list. Who do we have on the list, Uncle Sam?
Cody Lane turned 17 years old today.
All right.
Kenneth Wood, Suzanne Nichols, Lynn Bryant, Gloria Shipley, Wilma Walton, Dr. Philip Whiteside turned 75, Alexis Brody, Brad Lowe, Marty Lyle, Brent Buckley is 36 years old today, Janet Hunley, called in by your husband William, Laureen Jewell is 90 years old, and Louise
We got a gong,
Cox. And it got a gong.
We got a gong for Aunt Laureen.
And a special 90-year-old birthday wish, Louise Cox has a birthday today, and today is Frankie Bradshaw Day, who had a birthday yesterday, and Bill and Karen Curd have a 35th wedding anniversary today.
All right, that sounds good. Check it on my phone there as we were going through the break, and I heard from Sam Terry. Sam Terry's taking a few weeks off from the archives, you know, to let some other folks from history and come in here and do that. Not to say that you're from history, but
we're all from history.
We are.
We all from history.
That's a fair point. We were talking about Jenny Dickinson. Remember that story?
Uh-huh.
And she was a very interesting lady. This is her story in a nutshell. Jenny was a child during World War I. She remembered when the soldiers came home from war and marched in a parade in the early 20s. Jenny remembered seeing her mother get to vote for the first time when women earned the right to vote. Jenny subsequently knew that voting was a hard-won right, and she never missed a chance to vote at her local polling place. Jenny loved school and graduated from Glasgow High in 1930. She went to the University of Wisconsin in Madison. After 1 year at the university, Jenny came back to Glasgow to help her family make it through the Great Depression. So she didn't get to stay up there at Wisconsin, but she trained as a legal secretary and worked for her cousin Brent Dickinson, and then for federal government at the Barron County Relief Office. Then in 1936, Jenny moved to Frankfort, worked as secretary for the Department of Revenue and the Court of Appeals. In 1941, she met Alec Julian and moved to his farm in Franklin County and lived there the rest of her life. So she and Alec were the parents of Jane and Bill Julian. She was a strong believer in formal education. In 1964, she went back to college at UK. She got her degree in English in 1971, which she was inducted into the Phi Beta Kappa Scholastic Fraternity. So she was also a staunch conservationist, and for the last 3 decades of her life worked wholeheartedly with her family and friends to save her farm and to encourage other people to save their land. She died at the age of 99 just 5 years ago, 2013.
That's a life well lived. She was lived certainly during a historical time of World War I, and seeing women earn the right to vote, and seeing living through the Great Depression, and then she just sounds like one remarkable lady.
Yeah,
for
obviously.
sure, West, and made great contributions to wherever she was and whatever she did.
I like hearing good stories like that. Now, I've got some odd stories to talk about at Tidbit News. We're going to do that here in just a minute, so stick around with us. We'll talk about Tidbit News. Aaron, roll the commercials back here on WCLU.
Bountiful harvest is proof that hard work does pay off. Ken Davis Produce is also proof that driving just another 90 seconds past Donnelly's in Glasgow is a payoff in the quality you see and taste. And folks around here can taste the difference. Ken Davis Produce is next to the Farmer's Livestock Market. They have fall items now, like pumpkins in various shapes, colors, and sizes, and mums too. It's like a farmer's market that's open every day, but Sunday, of course, 8 to 5, 6 days a week. If you like things old-fashioned way, you're going to love Ken Davis Produce, out 68 and 80, just past the Livestock Market.
Good morning, friends. It would seem lately that the popular trend in society is heading in a very dangerous direction. An attempt is being made to cause us to believe that we need to apologize for our past. Friends, we have no need to apologize for anything that our ancestors did or did not do. What we need is to live each day in a way that is pleasing to God. We're also being led to believe that we need to apologize to the world for being Americans. It's high time we stop such nonsense. We need to be proud of being Americans. We need to be proud of our heritage, just as others from other lands need to be proud of theirs. Also, we must not allow the devil's advocates to make us think we should apologize for being followers of Jesus, who believe in the absolute truth of the inspired Word of God. We cannot permit those to force us to hide or stifle our witness for Jesus. Although we will not try to force our beliefs on others, neither can we afford to allow them to shame us into a silent acceptance of such foolishness. It is ridiculous to think that because we disagree with the practices, choices, or lifestyles of others, that we have hate or bigotry in our hearts. Compassion speaks the truth in love for the souls of all. Stand up, speak up, look up, and love all men. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Now, Sherry Jones, we've called you. Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth can be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
County.
All right, let's try that again.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
From around the globe and up the street, it is Tidbit News here today, where sometimes we don't have to go too far to find the Tidbit News story. So that's what we have. I've got our producer this morning, Aaron Russell. Aaron, it's good to have you back. That was a struggle without you on Friday, but hopefully you did good on your math test.
I did, yeah. But
and if not, teacher, give him some bonus points. He's been working hard.
But Luke did great. I listened
Luke
for
was
what
cool.
I could. Yeah, cool guy.
How old were you when you started here?
I was 16.
16, okay.
I started at 15 in radio, but I started here at 16.
You started here at 16,
Yeah.
so, you know, Luke's 13. It just goes to show you.
Yeah, got to start young.
Yeah,
Get your foot in the door.
We like exceptional young men and women here in the studios. We have had some good ones. You're one of them, Aaron. And so we'll start with our first Tidbit News story. We've got Uncle Sam here with me as well. Kentucky wildlife officials said a two-headed copperhead snake will be introduced to the public at the State Wildlife Center.
What?
A two-headed
that exists?
Copperhead snake.
I didn't know that exists.
Yeah.
And that's scary that it does.
Snake didn't know whether it was coming or going.
That's right. He didn't.
And more importantly, the people trying to get away from it didn't know whether it was coming or going either.
Well, here's about the people. So the Department of Fish and Wildlife said that the snake was born in October and was discovered over in Leslie County by a couple, and the snake was out in their yard, so they donated the live baby snake to Salado Wildlife Education Center in Frankfort, where it will go on display. And they say here, I may encounter a two-headed snake in the wild every 2 or 3 years, but a two-headed copperhead is first for me, according to department officials from the Fish and Wildlife. It said it's a really interesting animal to have on display and a unique opportunity for the public. The snake will be on display until the center closes on November 21st. I'll not be going.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm right there with you. Not a fan.
Not a big fan of the one-headed copperheads. No. I'm not going to go with the two either.
So apparently with genetics and the way things work, apparently two-headed snakes do happen to be something that's fairly common. Well, not common, but it's not out of the question. It's not a first. But for the Fish and Wildlife Department here in Kentucky, copperhead, two-headed. So I wonder if he's got venom in both.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't want to
find out.
That's just
copperhead in stereo.
Apparently, Copperhead Road is 2 lanes.
That's right.
Leslie County Sheriff painted on the side. Here we go. A piece of space junk. Now, you don't hear that very often. Space junk.
Space junk.
A piece of space junk had crashed down on a California walnut orchard, has been identified as a fuel tank from a satellite.
Wow.
So
now who dubbed it Space Junk? Is that an official? Is that
NASA.
NASA.
Well, I mean,
stationary.
Well, think about it. What day?
Certified space junk.
What day is garbage day in space?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
don't know. I don't know, but did it damage the walnut trees?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I would say so. It's according to the sheriff over there. The owner of the orchard found the large metal object on Saturday morning, and they called investigators at the Vandenberg Air Force Base in Santa Barbara. The Air Force Base did some research into the object and determined it was a fuel tank from a communications satellite owned by the mobile satellite communications company Iridium. Deputies reached out to Iridium, and a company representative determined that the fuel tank was from their satellite number 70, which was launched into space in 1997 or 8.
Now, I got a question, and we don't have time to discuss this very much, but why would a satellite have a fuel tank? Those things, what type of fuel do they run off of?
Well, probably what it is they pay billions of dollars to have the satellite put into space by people who go to space. And then probably to get it to the exact coordination that they need it to go to, I would say that it has an engine of its own that has to be fueled to get to where it needs to go into orbit, if I had to guess. But it's been a while since I've been to space. But I don't know. Could be right.
Y'all remember the space junk from Joe Dirt?
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of.
For space junk.
Have you seen Joe Dirt?
Several times.
That's a great movie.
I think I watched that like a couple weekends ago.
They found more than steaks and sparklers that day. Here's the thing. I wanted to bring this up. I don't like this story.
Okay.
Matter of fact, this story makes me mad.
All right.
I don't want to have to worry about space junk falling down on my walnut tree.
You sound like James Gregory. I don't want to have to worry.
Could be a law. I don't know.
Well,
James Gregory's awesome.
Just sit on your deck and watch for space junk, falling space junk. It's a deck. It's a deck.
If y'all haven't heard James Gregory, you don't get that. But if you haven't heard of him, you need to go see him.
That's right. Google him up.
He's come to the Plaza a few times. He's great. He's a regular on the morning show segment too down there at that Ricky and Bubba show. He goes on there a lot. I've never heard it because I'm always on this show. But
yeah.
Hey, good morning, Grant Lawrence, Glenda Eaton, Billy Houchins, Justin Browning, Cindy Segrist, Karen Small, Janice Hume. Good to see you guys. Phones are ringing right
Billy
there.
Wright is really trying to get a hold of us.
Why don't you go ahead
it.
and put him on the line?
Okay.
Put him on the line there, Aaron.
Billy Wright, you're on the air.
Yeah. Well, we saw a picture of that snake yesterday on my nephew's phone.
Oh, yeah?
He's from Frankfurt, and he's down here visiting yesterday. And it's two heads. They're very close together.
Okay.
They could both died off the same mouse.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And they said that both heads were venomous.
Oh, man.
So that answers that question. Well, goodness, I hope they keep him locked up.
For some reason, he heard that they thought it might be a problem how long they could keep the snake alive.
Billy, it's not that
that's true or not.
It's not that it's not a sight to see. I get that. It's that I can't unsee it when I go to bed and have nightmares. That's the problem, Billy. Thank you for calling that in. It's good to know all that stuff, and glad to get everything caught up. And good to have our audience engage with us too, Billy. Appreciate the call.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Billy's got us cranked up over there.
Yeah, he does.
Sounds like some space junk fly in. Last story here. I pulled this one out just because it sounds like something my wife would try to get us to pull off. Tennessee couple has taken on some unusual logistical challenges to pull off a surprising feat, visiting every U.S. Disney park in 24 hours.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Heather and Clark Ensminger said they started their quest Tuesday at the Disney Springs in Orlando. The next day managed to take in at least one attraction at each Disney park, which is hard to do because you got to have fast passes and you got to.
That's a lot of money.
They probably stayed at a hotel that was on the monorail because waiting on the buses can take a little time. And if they're trying to do that, you got to think they're chasing the buses. You know. So anyway, so they did that at Orlando. Then they got on a flight. Wednesday at Disney Hollywood Studios. They toured Toy Story Land, Epcot, and then Spaceship Earth, which is cool. They met Mickey Mouse at Magic Kingdom, and then they boarded a plane to L.A. where they rushed to Disney, California Adventure Park and took a ride on Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and the couple finished at the Disneyland Park. As the anniversary of his passing got a little closer, I was sort of having a hard time, Heather said. Unbeknownst to me, my husband started planning this special trip, which was a family trip that had been originally planned before his father died. So they wanted to make it happen for their father, so that their father could look down from heaven and say, what an amazing way to do Disney. So this also coincided with their 10-year wedding anniversary. So as they say, it was a dream come true. But I'm telling you, Disney, if you don't know how to use a smartphone or an app, don't go to Disney. Like, you're going to be waiting in line for. My wife is sharp on that stuff. I was prepared to have a miserable time. Let me just say, I need to do a better job of being more upbeat. But I'm telling you, we never stopped, but we were never like uncomfortable. It was just such a great trip. So folks have seen the pictures on that. Mike Bryant says hello this morning. Crystal Carey, good morning to you as well, ma'am. Try to do Disney. You ever been to Disney?
Been to Disney one time. There were no smartphones. We went down in the sort of the late 90s. We went down just for 3 or 4 or 5 days in the fall. We tried to find the time that wasn't too busy yet. That's hard to do.
Right.
There were no smartphones, as I said. I had a boot on my leg with a stress fracture. But I'm telling you, I was not miserable. It was the cleanest, friendliest, exciting place, something to do all the time. That really probably I've ever visited. And
the whole world's like right there in one place.
I can see why people are they love it. They love it, and if they get a chance to go back, even but for just a few days at a time, they're on it.
Yep. And flights are pretty easy to get, so it works out good. That's tidbit news for today, Aaron. I don't know, just a couple things that I guess they're all kind of personal to me. I don't like snakes. I love Disney, that kind of thing, and space junk. I don't ever want to have to worry about space junk. I guess, though, if it did fall on my house, it might be worth some money.
I was about to say, you might be a collectible.
Aaron, you've got your program coming up this afternoon. It's Aaron on the Air, Aaron in the afternoon.
Yes.
3 o'clock.
I'll go ahead and throw the graphic up there. 3 to 7 today. Yeah, we don't have Earn Dog. So 3 to 7. Rocking out with you, playing a great mix. I think I've got the log there in the FM where you're sitting, Wes, but that's okay. We'll got a great mix. We got sports and movie trivia. Sports trivia at 3:30. Movie trivia
brought to you by Wendy's.
Yes, we finally got sports trivia.
So you'll be able to win some Wendy's.
Yeah, playing for Wendy's on sports trivia at 3:30, and then movie trivia at 4:30. And in the meantime, we'll be playing a great mix of rock, pop, country, old, new.
Aaron's got a great taste in music. It's very eclectic. It's all over the place.
Yes, it is.
So, it's like the iPod Shuffle back when
exactly.
Came out when you were a baby.
Had a lot of shuffle.
That's right. All right.
You can also take requests 3 to 5.
Taking requests. The request line will be open, 270-651-9149.
1-800-956-1023. Make sure you get your calls in between 3 and 5 p.m. And you can also hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, Aaron in the Afternoons.
Perfect.
So.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Uncle Sam got Vanessa Wells Gray saying, good morning, Sam Bailey.
Good morning to you, Vanessa.
The folks that know you well call you that. It's kind of like the folks that know me well call me Westerfield.
That's right. And I appreciate it. My mama called me Sam Bailey, so people call me Sam Bailey.
Right.
So there you go.
Well, we'll pause. We'll come back and talk a little bit more with my guest host, Sam Royce, back here on Good Morning Live.
It doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual violent criminals deserve.
Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
It just takes one look at the new facility at 1300 West Main Street, and you can tell the People's Bank is growing. And that's because we have great customers who know a thing or two about growth. And what they'll all tell you is, well, the best growth strategy has always been hard work. That's why when it came time for Jerry Anderson to expand his cattle operation, he trusted the growth of his herd to the People's Bank, who worked hard to find the unique solutions to fit his needs. Experience what growth could be like with the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Sherry Phillips Jones, and I would love to represent you as your next Barron County Clerk. For the past 26 years, I have served in Barron County government, allowing me to have firsthand knowledge of county finances and policies. It has also afforded me the opportunity to work beside local, state, and federal leaders, regardless of party affiliation. On November the 6th, vote for experience that counts for Barron County.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, total local care 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total local care 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Cellular, your community expanded.
All right. Howdy. Are we on? Are we on? Test. This here's the road dog.
All right.
Aaron left us, made sure we both on the screen there. Coach Sam Royce, on his 35th year in coaching baseball, been around coaching for many years, influencing a lot of young men. And, Uncle Sam, it's been a pleasure to have you on this morning. I think there's a lot of folks who are excited to hear from you. A lot of folks watch on Facebook Live that aren't from here, but they knew you were coming in today, so they tuned in. People like Vanessa Gregg and people like that. So we're happy to have them here this morning as well. So what's going on with you these days? Anything different with you?
No, not much different, Wes. We just basically. As far as baseball is concerned, we got a few kids that don't play any other sport, and they've been with us in the fall, throughout the fall, doing some things to help prepare us for the season as it comes up.
Any of those pitchers?
Yeah, we've got some.
Good.
We've got some pitchers who are down there, and we've spent a great deal of time just trying to clean up and tidy up and get the baseball field prepared for winter, and sometimes winter's harsh on that baseball field, and get it ready for another spring. And just doing things like that. I still spend a half a day at the high school and supervising some students in the computer lab, and that's neat.
Drews is in Knoxville now.
Drews is in Knoxville. Said she was going to try to listen this morning. So good morning to Drewsy, and good luck too.
Good luck too.
Luck to you and yours, as Murph would say.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot going on. Like I said, West, it's all a new day, and so it's a lot of exciting things out there and challenges and things to get done today, and so it's not the same. It's never the same old with me. I don't think. They're just brand new day and brand new challenges. But anyway. This is cool what you're doing, Well, this is cool to watch. I followed some good people. I hope that I did them justice, and like Coach Eubank and Danny Gibson and Bobby Lee Hurd and Gail Berry and Coach Meadows and the little fella you had on there on Friday, Luke Pierce, and I'm probably leaving somebody out, but it's really neat, and it just in listening to it, I realized how much there is here. Charlie Goodman stuck his head in the other day and started talking about the far off Broadway players. And
Charlie's welcome to stick his head in anytime.
You know, he's a funny
great.
guy. He's a entertaining guy. He could take this show over and at 6 o'clock in the morning and do just fine. He really is an entertaining guy. But there's a lot of good things go on around Glasgow, and sometimes I forget about all the good things that go around Glasgow. A lot of things to celebrate, a lot of things to improve upon, certainly. But this format of the show that you've done the last couple of weeks is really neat. Now I think the world will be certainly glad to see Henry's smiling face back on the radio and hear that voice.
He's doing so good,
He's doing good, and he's doing good. And
there's Aunt Ann tuning in from California.
Well, there she is.
What is it? Was it 5 o'clock Pacific time?
Well, I guess so. But you know, we ROYSEs, we early risers, Westerfield. We're early risers.
Whether we like it or not,
there's things to be done. But a good morning to Aunt Ann out in Los Angeles, and go Dodgers, huh? Go Dodgers.
Michael Carey says, sure do respect Coach Royce. Taught me a lot in Pony League. Need more like him.
Well, maybe, but thank you for the stuff. But this has been fun. I enjoyed, and I'll be willing to come back anytime to help out and sit here with you and Henry or whatever.
Well, hang on, we're not done.
We're not done, huh?
We're not done yet.
Well, all right.
I do need to let everybody know we've got a great event going on this Saturday morning over at Allen Lodge, the third floor of the U.S. Bank Building. Let's hear that commercial now, and we'll come right back. I got a couple more questions for you.
Allen Masonic Lodge, number 24 F&AM in Glasgow, donates to several community charities and scholarships. Your attendance at their annual Pancake Breakfast on October 27th would be greatly appreciated. The October 27th annual Pancake Breakfast takes place at the Allen Masonic Lodge on the third floor of the U.S. Bank Building in downtown Glasgow. You will also have a chance to purchase a raffle ticket for a chance to win either a $500 Visa gift card or a Beretta shotgun. Please come out and support the efforts of the Allen Masonic Lodge, number 24 F&AM, at their annual Pancake Breakfast Saturday, October the 27th. On the third floor of the U.S. Bank Building.
Be sure and come out to that. That is a cool raffle for a $5 ticket. You could win a $500 gift card, or you could win a nice turkey gun, too. So it is a beautiful morning in Glasgow, Deborah. Thank you for mentioning that. One other thing I want to touch on before we get going here, we got a couple minutes. The program that you put out each and every year to go out and sell at the ball games at Richardson Field and Sam Royce Stadium, or did I get that backwards?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Historic Richardson Stadium and Sam Royce Field?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, but throughout the years, you've always featured the guys from history, from the very first team you played. And there are guys like Rodney Henderson. What's Rodney doing these days?
Rodney is he's still scouting with Pittsburgh Pirates. He goes does professional scouting now. Spend a lot of time in big league ballparks scouting the big league players, and I'm assuming for in the case of free agency or trades or things like that, he's got a good file on every player for those guys to evaluate and see if there's something that could fit their needs or something like that. But he spends a lot of time in big league ballparks and big league cities.
What about some other guys that maybe haven't moved back here, but some notable figures that you've coached?
Oh, goodness gracious.
We've had a bunch.
Goodness gracious, Westerfield. They're all notable, but guys that maybe, you should have asked me.
I should have prepped you on
to
that.
rehearse that one.
The guys, the names I remember, of course, when I played were, you always heard about Matt Bowles. You heard about Matt Alexander. There was an Elmore guy. What was his name?
Michael Elmore.
Yeah.
Mike Elmore lives down in he lives down in Wetumpka, Alabama, just north of Montgomery, and that's where he's been living. He went off to Troy. Mike was a senior the first year that I was an assistant coach. Graduated in 1983 and was an outstanding football, basketball, and baseball player. Went off to play at Troy University. That was right after I left Troy University. Coach Riddle pretty much took Michael sight unseen as a baseball player.
Yeah.
He and his dad went down to visit Troy University, which is Troy State, and it came a torrential Alabama flood down there. Didn't get to see him work out or anything else, but they just sort of, in talking to him, Coach Riddle, who was a former professional scout, said, I like what I hear from him. I like how, and he went on to have a stellar career. Played on 4 teams that went to 4 Division II national tournaments, won 2 of them. Played, was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles. Played a little while in the Oriole organization, and was just an outstanding player.
And Ann says, good morning to you two. So good to hear you this morning. A little later than I wanted to be. Keep up the good work. Love you all. All right, thank you, Ann.
Thank you, Ann. Love you too, gal.
It is almost 8 o'clock. We're going to do one little thing here, see if we don't get off track here. Man, my phone is blowing up.
I hope we're not saying, get him off of there, man.
This is CBS.
Hold on. All right, so Flawless Crow says, your microphone was still on. I hope Sam's nose quits running like a sugar tree. That's fun. And Michael Hale pointed that out too. And no accidents for Hankster. He's doing great on the potty training. He's wearing underwear to school today. He's coming along.
We're really getting a little bit personal here at the end of the show.
Well, why not?
I did not know his microphone was on when I made that comment, but it is true. I guess it's the allergies of the season.
It is the fall allergies, and it is what it is. So we're gonna let's see here. We've got 2 more minutes till we have to take a break. All right. So anything else you want to mention while we're here?
No, Wes. I think I mentioned it all. I just appreciate you having me on. Enjoyed it so much. Looking forward to your dad getting back, not because you're not doing a great job, because you are, but I'm glad to see Henry getting healthy, and I know he's itching to. I know he's just itching to get back out and get out and about and get himself going again. And I think when he does come back, whenever that is, I know. I hope the phones blow up,
they will.
The internet blows up, and everything. Welcoming Big Brother back.
I can tell you, as much as folks miss him, he misses them too.
Oh, without question.
So
he loves what he does, and like I said a while ago, that's probably the secret to longevity is that loving what you do and loving to get out there and get it going and to serve people. And I can't think of anybody in this town in my lifetime that served it any better than Henry has. He served this town in a lot of different ways.
That's certainly nice of you to say.
Well, it's the truth.
And it is. It is. All right. Sam Royce, everybody. We're back after this on WCLU Good Morning Live.
Hi, I'm Congressman Brett Guthrie. I would like to tell you about my dear friend and colleague, Helena Chase Birdwell. I've had the privilege to work with Helena for many years, and I've seen firsthand her diligence to serve. Helena's life and career have been dedicated to serving others, and I know she will work hard to be a public servant as the People's Clerk of Barron County. I ask you to vote for my friend, Helena Chase Birdwell, for Barron County Clerk on November 6th.
Paid for by Helena Chase Birdwell for Barron County Clerk.
Hello, this is Gary Tellman, and I'm running for Barron County Judge Executive. Have you ever stopped to think how blessed we are to live here? Barron County borders a national park, has a state park with a major reservoir, and we have an interstate and parkway running through us. Few counties can say that. It is time we move forward and begin to grow again. I don't have all the answers, but I do have all the desire, and no one will work harder for you than I will. We need leadership, and we need it now. I appreciate your support and your vote in November.
Paid for by committee to elect Gary Tillman. Melanie Watson, Treasurer.
Career in fashion, but a bad breakup inspired her to become a musician instead.
I always say I was very heavily motivated by spite. And we broke up, and he went and made a record, and I was like, well, I'll make a record. And I couldn't play guitar, you know what I mean, like even a tiny bit.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer gives you multiple quote options, so you can pick what's right for you. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
Pay off credit card debt with a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Life can add up quickly, like when your youngest needed braces the same week as your oldest tuition was due. And then you got hit with a vet bill for the real baby of the family. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Get a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Fixed interest rates, monthly payment options, and no fees, ever. Learn more at Marcus.com.
A reboot from the 70s leads the weekend box office. More from CBS's Allison Keyes.
He's waited for this night.
This version is a direct sequel to John Carpenter's original 1978 classic horror film and smashed the franchise record opening of $26 million previously held by the 2007 reboot. This is the 11th installment in the series. Now Laurie Strode is a grandmother. It's her biggest opening to date and the best horror opening with a female lead. It's also the biggest launch ever with a female lead over 55 years old. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
As animal shelters and rescuers try to reunite lost pets with their humans after Hurricane Michael, Washington County, Florida Sheriff's Office says it's found a wolf that escaped from an animal preserve. Deputies say they spotted the wolf named Tahane, called its human caretaker. The wolf recognized her immediately. Peter King, CBS News.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055 for free information. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055.
Hi, I'm Congressman Brett Guthrie. I would like to... Hello.
Do you wake up every day feeling like you've been in a wrestling match? It could be your opponent is your mattress. Glasgow Mattress Outlet has helped a lot of folks win the battle for a great night's sleep by having a large showroom full of great choices for your home. Competitive pricing with remote beds starting at $235, and they have the memory foam mattresses for any size bed. Buying the right mattress to fit your need isn't complicated. Just stop in at Glasgow Mattress Outlet and see how easy they make it. They even have comfortable and affordable sheets. Any size 6-piece sheet set is just $22.65. Wow! Remember, Glasgow Mattress Outlet is stocking pocket knives for Christmas too. Find out what Glasgow Mattress Outlet customers already know. A better night means a happier life. Get started at 629 West Main, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5:30 and Saturday till 4:30.
Hi, I'm Aaron Bennett, candidate for Barron County Jailer. With over 20 years of service and experience to our country and community as a Marine, Presidential Guard, and current Barron County Sheriff's Deputy, I set the standards high to protecting and serving others. I hope you will join me on November 6th with your vote and support to make certain our jail and staff have the leadership and training needed to ensure a safe, efficient, and respectful jail that Barron Countyans deserve. I sincerely ask for your vote for Aaron Bennett as your next Barron County Jailer.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting the Glasgow Fire Department was dispatched to a call of smoke in the attic of a home located at 100 Fox Holler Road on Friday around 4:45 in the evening. Upon arrival, the fire department found that residents outside the structure and smoke issuing from the attic space. Glasgow Fire Department used a thermal imaging camera to find the location of the fire, which was smoldering in the insulation of the attic. The Glasgow Fire Department had to pull down a portion of the ceiling and send personnel into the attic to fully expose and extinguish the fire, which was centered around electrical wiring to an attic fan. Glasgow Fire Department was on the scene approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes and was assisted on the scene by the Glasgow Police Department and the Barron Metcalf EMS. There were no injuries reported on the scene. The home was owned by Lola and James Jones. On Friday, around 12:30 in the afternoon, detectives with the Barron River Drug Task Force, along with Allen County Sheriff's Department and the Scottsville Police Department, executed a search warrant at 143 Parkway Drive in Scottsville in reference to a drug investigation. Detectives discovered crystal methamphetamine, numerous prescription pills, digital scales, and drug paraphernalia inside the residence. 34-year-old Ashley Smith and 31-year-old Wesley Allen Stinson, who reside at the residence, were arrested and charged with trafficking in a controlled substance first-degree first offense more than 2 grams, trafficking in a controlled substance first-degree first offense equal to dosage units of 10, and trafficking in a controlled substance third-degree first offense less than 20 dosage units, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Also, 23-year-old Jacob Andrew Smith of Scottsville was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance first-degree first offense methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. All 3 were lodged in the Allen County Detention Center. On October the 12th, the Glasgow Water Company was awarded the Excellence in Energy Leadership Award presented by the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet at the 2018 Governor's Conference. The award reflects a commitment to preserving and enhancing the Commonwealth through innovation and energy efficiency. The Glasgow Water Company was honored for reducing electricity costs at the wastewater treatment plant by more than 25% and energy usage per unit volume of wastewater treated by more than 40%. The reduction in energy was made possible by recent upgrades and process changes at the treatment facility. Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton and Energy and Environment Cabinet Secretary Charles Snavely presented the award to the Glasgow Water Company. General Manager Scott Young says, "I'm extremely proud of the advancements we have made. Striving to become an industry leader requires buy-in from staff and a focus to constantly evaluate processes for opportunities to improve." More local news when we continue here on WCLU.
Don't judge a book by its cover, and don't judge a building by its color. Barron River Consignment knows yellow and green may be an unusual exterior color for their building, but they don't mind, because what's inside is so unusual too. Barron River Consignment searches the entire area to find unique consigners and the best quality merchandise for our customers. Buying from estate sales, we have been able to fill the building with a wide selection of furniture, artwork, glassware, and a surprising number of one-of-a-kind pieces. Barron River Consignment cleans and polishes each piece so that it's ready for your home today. Come see the style. Come see the selection. And proudly say you got it from the green and yellow building behind Pizza Hut in the Glasgow Southgate Plaza. It's Barron River Consignment, and it's going to become your favorite place to shop for home furnishings.
Barron River Consignment is booking tag sales and consignment sales daily. Call 270-629-6666 and get started.
Well, folks, I got to tell you, my 2 young bucks have come a long way these last few years.
Well, Bill, we had some good training. Pettigo Lessenberry has a wealth of knowledge, and we're lucky to have a company like that backing us.
Jared, don't you mean ISU, Pettigo Lessenberry? ISU, Integrity, Strength, Unity.
I tried to tell him, boss man.
We're just giving you a hard time, Jared. These young bucks, Jared Pursley and Daniel Bird, we're just so proud to have them. You know, the most important thing they've learned is that they want to be able to treat people right, and they work hard to find their customers the coverage they need.
We're ISU, Pettigo Lessenberry, growing with a proud community since 1902.
And still learning every day. Give one of these young bucks a call, Jared or Daniel, 651-8837. They'd be proud if you do, and so would I.
All right, Jared. It's ISU, Integrity, Strength, Unity. All right, I got it.
I was currently with no prosthetic company, and I was just getting my beginner's prosthetic, and it still wasn't comfortable.
That's when Mike met William Bray with Extreme Prosthetics.
I met Mr. Bray at one of my daughter's ball games, and he'd handed me a card, and he seemed very confident and knew what he was talking about, so I decided to go see Mr. Bray just for a consultation, and just in minutes I was more confident in it, full range of motion.
Mike and many others have given great testimonials for William Bray and Extreme Prosthetics at 400 South Broadway in Glasgow, which you can check out online at comfortforamputees.com.
Yeah, I'm a rather large guy, and it takes a special prosthetic to carry my weight. In the first meeting with Mr. Bray, he realized by looking at the material they used to assemble my prosthetic that it wasn't at the weight limit to carry my weight. And had I not went to that consultation, I'd have never known that.
Professional care from someone who wears a prosthetic themselves. William Bray and Extreme Prosthetics.
If you're just not confident with it, I'd say go see Mr. Bray.
Call 629-5347.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jerry Bloom. 2 people dead after a car involved in a police pursuit struck a vehicle in Hardin County.
Trooper Scotty Sharp with the Hardin County Sheriff's Office says 36-year-old Sean Welsh of West Virginia led authorities on a chase out of Meade County and into Vine Grove and Radcliffe Saturday night.
The pursuit led on down 31W. Mr. Welsh entered into an intersection and struck a passenger vehicle that had 4 individuals in it, 3 juveniles and 1 adult.
18-year-old Jacob Barber of Elizabethtown and a 17-year-old passenger were pronounced dead at the scene. The 2 other passengers were transported to a hospital with life-threatening injuries. Welsh is in the Meade County Detention Center. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
A man who walked away after being arrested may now be facing additional charges. Irvine Police Sergeant John Sternilo tells WKYT that 31-year-old Casey Myers escaped 11 days ago.
He transported back to another facility. He slipped his cuffs and leg